Hi guys, today I'm going to show you the fruit bushes. I'm going to start from this, that is a cherry tree. It's actually a variety that was bred to stay like on the bush for. It's not super sweet, it's not like a sweet cherry, but it was bred to have a higher sugar content than sour cherries, so um, they're not that bad for fresh eating. What I think is that if you really want the sweetness, you have to let them um, mature on the trees, like almost to overripe. So you don't have that nice crunchy texture that you might have on some sweet cherries. They are more like mushy, but they are sweet. Or if you pick them earlier, they are a bit sour. You can use them like for dessert and everything. You can see here all the flower buds they are coming out. We'll see how it is the harvest. I have problem with this one usually because I have a beetle invasion. I don't know how you say it, infestation that comes usually at the beginning of June. We'll see how it is this year. I'm gonna definitely make a video so you can see. They are the rose sheffers. Those the beetles that come to eat the like the blossoms, but we'll see. Right here I have two blueberry bushes that sadly I didn't keep the tag, so I'm not sure which variety it is, but they produce nicely. I can see already the flower buds coming out, and last year was a pretty good crop. I still didn't prune them. Maybe I'm gonna wait another year to start pruning them, but usually you wait. I think every 3 4 years it's fine to prune them. And on this side, I have other three blueberry, of which I do have the tags left, luckily. And I can tell you right now, um, this is Pink Icing. Then I have like a Toro somewhere, and then that's the Toro. And then the next one right here, it's let's see if I can read. No, on the other side, North Blue. So these three. These two, Toro and Nord Blue, they already produce. Pink Icing, I didn't have a crop last year, but hopefully this year is gonna give me something. I think I can see some thing, it could be blossoms, so I really want to try that. On the other side here, I have started from this side, I have the black currant that is always a big producer here. You can see all the flowers that are already coming nicely. All this cluster of flowers is gonna basically turn into berries. So these are loaded with it. And then I have the Juneberry or haskaps that are those, they look like blueberries, but they are like a little more squishy and square. Still very nice. They are the first one to produce. They go into flowers earlier than other uh, fruit bushes. And this one you can see the flower, they're already fully developed and there's already the bees all over them that they pollinate. I've You need two different varieties, like blueberries for pollination. You need at least two different varieties. And here I have two bushes, and then I have two smaller ones at each end. On this side, I have cranberries that are. I got one right here that is going all over the place, and I have another one that I planted this year right here. I have my favorite one that is gooseberries. This one too, they already have the flowers, and I just saw now my pollinator friend. Where is it? Right there. Oh, it just left. That is doing his work. There it is. Yeah, those are my main pollinator. I'm full of bumblebees. And I like them because they're not aggressive. You can really go close to them. They don't bother you if you don't bother them. And they do a great job at pollinating all these fruits. And as you can see, if the camera focus, this is already loaded with the little flowers. So this variety is a Hinnomaki Red. I have down this way, I added two more varieties. That is Pixwell and I don't remember which, Invicta, Pixwell and Invicta. So right here we have the Pixwell. First year I added it, so probably it's not going to produce much. Beside it, right here I have a pink champagne currant, that is like a pink currant. I saw earlier, some flowers. This is going to be difficult to get it to focus, but let's see if I'm lucky. There you go. I don't know if I'm going to get any fruits, but it still looks very nice. And on the other side, I have the last of the gooseberries, very small one, and that's the Invicta, and a red currant. Same thing, no flowers. Next year is going to produce. We can consider this also like a berry. That's a Shisandra chinensis. It's a 5-flavor berry, they say, because it has all the 5 flavor: sour, sweet, bitter, and salty. And I don't remember, but it's considered a medicinal plant in China, and is a climber, as you can see. It's not obviously so a fruit bush, but you can see that it's climbing up the trellis here, and it's a big plant, so it's really covered this whole trellis here. Now I'm going to bring you to the other end to show you the other fruit bushes. So right here we have Lingonberry, just planted this year, so they're still very small, these two little bushes. Lingonberry, they are, some people they call it red blueberry. Not some people, say in Italian, the translation would be like red blueberries. They are very hardy, probably even hardier than blueberries, and they also really like acidic soil, even more than blueberries. And beside, I have the wintergreen, that is the one with those big red berries that taste like root beer. I got 2 of them, and I planted mostly for the look. I don't really like the taste. It's more like of a novelty, the taste, to let people try when they come here. But eventually this should cover this whole area and it's going to look very nice. And let me bring you to my container berries. So the last 3 berries I have, they're still in container. I still have to decide where I'm going to put them in the garden. This is a raspberry, a yellow raspberry. It's a fall bearing. I think it's called N. The variety, it produces nicely. It produces on New Year's growth. But this year I left the old kings just to give it a little more strength, and figure it out if already this year I'm going to plant it in ground or maybe next year. And around the corner here I have 2 more, that same thing. I'm going to keep them probably for 1 more year in containers, and is a variety of blackberries right there. It wasn't doing good. I had this one in ground, but it wasn't doing very good, so I put it back in the pot. I'm going to try to babysit it back to strength. And this is what is called like Saskatoon berries. It's another variety of hardy berries that makes this round bluish purplish berries that are they are sweet, but they are a little more like mealy. They're not as juicy as a blueberry, let's say. And I had some flowers, right here. So maybe I'm gonna get to try them this year. But there you go. That's it. I don't know if it's gonna focus. Like usual, not good with this, so it's not gonna focus. But that's it for my berry bushes. I might add more, obviously, because if I find something I like, I might get it. And I might have these 2 also considered as fruit bushes. Those are chums. They are mixed by cherry and plums. and they're really small. There are 2 cuttings that I got this year, so it's going to take a few years before seeing any action on those. But that's it. Thanks for watching and take care.